Welcome to Dr. Fred Markets. This is not financial advice. While most people ignore what's happening in the markets, a few choose to pay attention. And that difference, that simple choice to stay informed, changes everything. You're one of them. Let's get into it.
Netflix bag holders just learned their passive income was a lie. Netflix is down over 7% today after boring Q3 revenue, trading around 27x earnings for a company growing like a middle-aged utility, not a hot tech rocket. This is the blue chip streaming king the boomers told you to drip into forever. Now look at Bitcoin, flat on the day around $64 after a 3x move off the 2022 lows, still pulling in fresh ETF money while TradFi media yawns. No CEO, no earnings season, no subscriber miss, just block after block like clockwork. And while Netflix stumbles, wildfires and war are turning half the planet into a disaster movie set. The US hits a desalination plant in Kuwait, wildfire smoke is wrecking air quality, and we just had a real parasite outbreak from lettuce at Taco Bell. That's not a headline, that's a business model. Here's the pattern. The old growth darlings are getting treated like bonds with color grading, while the real asymmetric bets live where people feel uncomfortable: disaster risk and decentralized assets. Markets are finally pricing the one thing streaming never solved: real-world fragility. Let's tie this together. Signal 1, Netflix. Revenue miss, stock nuked 7%, analysts yawning that there's nothing to get excited about. This is what happens when your growth story ages out, but still trades like a disruptor. The market just refiled Netflix from tech to entertainment utility with ads. Translation: you pay 27x for a digital cable box with better UX. Signal 2, Bitcoin sitting at $64,076, barely twitching while equities bleed. S&P down almost 1%, Nvidia down over 2%, Microsoft down nearly 2% too. The AI mega-cap heroes are doing the walk of shame, and the asset that was supposedly too volatile now trades like the adult in the room. ETFs converted this from casino ticket to semi-respectable collateral, and Wall Street is still underweight. Signal 3, the world is literally on fire and infected. Wildfire smoke warnings, war hitting water infrastructure, literal parasites in fast food lettuce, and yet the average portfolio has zero exposure to disaster risk as an asset class. You insure your car, but not your balance sheet. There are insurance-linked securities, catastrophe bonds, crop yield derivatives, weather swaps, an entire parallel market that pays when the headlines look like a doomsday scroll. Here's the cliffhanger. What happens when your safe streamer behaves like a high-yield bond with no yield, while the assets everyone called crazy quietly start acting like ballast? The connection.
Does what you just heard make you want to learn more, to dig deeper, to ask better questions? That curiosity is exactly what separates people who understand finance from those who don't. Most people stop at the surface. You're going further. Let's continue.
Markets reward people who stop fetishizing comfort. Netflix felt comfortable. You use it. Your kid uses it. It's familiar. So you pay too much for slow growth because the product sits on your couch every night. Bitcoin feels uncomfortable. It's weird, loud, tribal, and regulators rant about it on TV. Disaster risk feels even worse. You literally profit when bad stuff happens. But comfort is not a factor in expected return. Mispricing is. And that's the lesson. Attention is not the same thing as cash flow. Comfortable narratives produce crowded trades. Crowded trades stop paying. One thing you didn't know, there's an entire market of catastrophe bonds where investors get paid chunky yields to take on specific disaster risks: hurricanes, wildfires, even pandemics. If the event stays within defined limits, they earn equity-like returns. If it blows past, they eat the loss. It's not nice. It's brutally honest. Real world, real risk, real premium. Mechanism. Viewers and subscribers are not collateral. A Netflix miss wipes billions in market cap because the asset's value is tied to confidence in future attention. In contrast, a cat bond's value is tied to a measurable event, and Bitcoin's value is increasingly tied to its role as programmable collateral in a system that never closes. The more fragile the world looks, the more valuable hard, rule-based collateral becomes. So here's your action, not advice, just truth. First, stop worshiping tickers you emotionally relate to. Pull up your portfolio and highlight every stock that's just stuff you use. That's comfort bias. Decide if the growth, valuation, and actual cash generation justify the romance. If not, start cutting. Second, study the weird corners. Bitcoin is collateral, not lottery ticket. Disaster risk as income engine, not moral crisis. Read about insurance-linked securities, weather derivatives, and cat bonds. Most people stay ignorant here. Ignorance is where yield hides. Third, rebuild with a spine. One bucket for real growth with real cash flow, one for hard collateral like BTC if you understand the game, and one tiny, clearly defined bucket for the world breaks and I get paid risk assets. If that last bucket makes you slightly uncomfortable, good. That's the point. Your job isn't to feel good about your holdings. Your job is to survive the next decade while everyone else chases whatever app they streamed last night. This is not financial advice, but it is the truth. Comfort kills returns. This is not financial advice. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel and check the links in the first comment below.
That's it for today on Dr. Fred Markets. I hope this gave you clarity and a new perspective. Remember, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research. If you found this useful, subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel grow. Find me on the blog at drfredmarkets.com and join the newsletter via the link in bio. I'm Dr. Fred Markets. See you in the next one.